Folks, how's everybody doing? Rudy, Alpha Investments 2021 so far seems okay. Doesn't seem like anything dramatic going on. So today we're going to go back to Modern Horizons. Okay, so Modern Horizons has been out of print now for quite a while. The prices haven't really been doing much of anything. It's kind of, one in all these other products in the Magic world, and people just kind of lose sight of things. And so it was brought to my attention from some Patron messages the last few days that Modern Horizons has crossed the magical $200 a box for the first time since the product was released golly, how long has it been? Was that 2019? I think that was 2019. No. Yeah, because 2020 was Double Masters. Holy crap, was it really? So apparently it's actually crossed the magical $200, that psychological benchmark on eBay TCG Player, and that's not including taxes for most of you watching in the United States now. So for most people, you're looking at probably about $210, $212 out the door when you factor in that 6-7% tax. I want to give you guys a couple things on my opinion about the cards in the set, the state of Modern, and the product itself is going to be kind of what this video is going to be based on. First disclosure up front, obviously you guys remember, if those of you have been around the channel in the last 2 years, I'm a huge fan of Modern Horizons. It was one of my favorite releases in the last 2 years. I liked it better than Double Masters. I mean, no joke. I thoroughly enjoyed Modern Horizons. I opened a ton of it on the channel, and even no matter how many times I opened the boxes of that, everybody loved to watch. The views were stronger on that particular thing. It was just a fun experience. The whole Ren and Stimpy, which was the Ren and 6 thing, getting those amazing lands, it was just with the Urza, the slivers, it was just a great product. I thoroughly enjoyed it with a lot of the little throwback themes and feels and the little collector oomph and I enjoyed the product. And then they had some little fun things like the little art card series, which now they do gold stamped art card series. I just thought they were pretty. Didn't think it had really much value, but I just liked the product as a whole. And of course, gotta mention Force and Negation, still very expensive, still one of the best blue, it's just a great card. Anyway, so overall, here's what I find to be most interesting. The product's been out of print for about 1.5 years. TCG Market is showing it at like $190 a box in expected value based on market pricing. TCG Mid, which is usually stores retail pricing for local stores use, is like $220. TCG Low is about that $170, $190, and it bounces around. So on average, the expected value is probably around $170 to $190. That's extremely high for a product that's out of print and you can buy sealed for $200. I challenge anyone out there to find another sealed product from the last the last 4 years, last 5 years, that's out of print, that has an expected value within 5% of the market price. 10% of the market price? It doesn't happen. Even War of the Spark and old Ravnica's, Dominaria, Kaladesh, even Kaladesh, Amonkhet, lottery card era, even with the lottery card inventions, they're nowhere near. Kaladesh has an expected value nowhere near $300 a booster box. And, it's very fascinating. Modern Horizons, the value of the cards within the box are the highest compared to the sealed ratio I've seen on an out-of-print product that's over 1 year old. Now remember a couple interesting things that we've always mentioned for the last 5 years on YouTube. As the product ages, expected value becomes less and less relevant. It becomes less and less important. That number, as we get further and further away from that number and the years keep piling up on us and we're all becoming old farts, as that happens, the value of the cards don't matter. Okay? I know that's a weird thing to say, and a lot of people who are new to the industry always go back to that. Why are people buying Stronghold boxes for $5,000 when expected value of Stronghold is like $400? Well, first of all, expected value of Stronghold has gone up to about $800, and that does not factor in gem mint conditions and great ability for the Mox Diamond and Sliver Queen, which actually makes expected value around $2,000 to $3,000 now. But we're not going to get into that, different video. The point is, either one of two scenarios has to happen. Sealed boxes have to magically be reprinted up, and Money Machine needs to go burr, and more Modern Horizons needs to crush the price back down to that $160, $170 bottom. Or B, the price of the cards in the box need to completely collapse, another 30-40%. Or C, the price of the sealed boxes need to go to $250 to $300. I don't know which one of the tug of war is going to win, But again, as you all know, I love the product. You've seen in my Just Listen video, which has actually got like 50,000 views almost. I appreciate that. That was a 40-minute video almost. Look in the background. Look in the background of the video. I've got literally 1,000 boxes of Modern Horizons in the video, sealed. Why? Because I loved the product. I made the decision because I was like, this is a great product. It reminded me of like a Dominaria type product. It's a good product. And I didn't know it crossed 200. I thought it was still sitting at that 170, 180 a box. So again, if any of you out there, and no, I'm not currently selling the product, so please don't ask me, Rudy, do you want to sell Modern Horizons? Because I'm not selling it. But the point is, if any of you out there have a local store, or if you have someone locally, whatever, you can buy a Modern Horizon still for cheap prices, you may want to build your positions because, again, it's a good product. I don't know how quick this rate of change is going to continue. I don't know if the video alone is going to bounce the price up and there's going to be FOMO. I don't know coming up, what's going to happen with Modern as a whole. Because Modern is the biggest dumpster fire of 2021. Can we start talking about dumpster fires too soon? We're going to let 2020 rest a little bit. We're not going to bring it up. Modern is still the worst segment of the Magic world in the secondary market. Look at Masters boxes. Terrible. Look at the state of Modern cards, from the Tarmogoyfs to the Lilies to Snappies, and just look at, in general, the price of Modern and the value and the attraction and the market conditions of Modern cards, sealed and regular, are just a dumpster fire. And I don't know how Wizards is going to instill credibility back. Oh, Rudy, they'll bring back events and GPs, and all the cards will just magically be, because people are going to be in person again. Keep telling yourself that. I just don't know what they're going to do to bring Modern back. Now, I know in 2021, later this year, we do have Modern Horizons 2 coming along. Personally, I think all that's going to do is fuel the value of Modern Horizons 1. Similar to what we saw as the years went by with even the old Master products. As series and core sets, people like to collect them. People who are going to buy a case of Modern Horizons 2, they're going to want a case of Modern Horizons 1. It's simple human nature of how people have hobbies and collect things. I think that's all going to be upward momentum and just more bullish for the Modern Horizons. I know I haven't talked about this in like, oh my God, it's probably been at least 6 months since we've had a Modern Horizons discussion. And I'm very surprised. I thought the expected value of Modern Horizons was like $100 now. Honestly, with the conditions of Modern, the value of the single cards, I genuinely thought the cards in Modern Horizons had little to no value. I thought Ren and 6 was down to probably $20. Everything in the set from Urzas to Slivers and Negations was just literally pennies on the dollar. And to my surprise, the financial value is incredibly strong. And then to wrap up the video, because I know most of you aren't watching anymore in the last few minutes, I've been watching the quantity for sale on TCG Player and eBay. And I did notice in the last 2 to 3 weeks, there was a significant drop-off in supply. And when I say significant, it was probably about a 20-30% swing, which is very significant for a product like that. So to see like a reduction of 25% of the amount of boxes for sale, well, either one individual has gone out there and started buying and building positions, or B, people locally are going into stores, which in a 2020, 2021 in virus world, I don't think everyone's going to local stores and buying them in person, and then stores are pulling them down off eBay. I'm not really believing that story. I feel like there's already a couple individuals that have probably been noticing this, and some of the money's already been kind of on the move. And you kind of layer this on with the negativity towards the brand new products is still very, very bearish because of how much things are printed, how many variants and flashy things are. Remember, Modern Horizons, folks, there's no Modern Horizons collector box. There's no Modern Horizons VIP. There is no variant. It's one product. It is the only version there exists. It's like War of the Spark. You like War of the Spark? There's one product. You like Guilds of Ravnica or Allegiance? You like Ixalan? There's a single booster box. You don't have 20 choices of sets and collector. That's all you got, folks. And I think some of the smarter money's already been making moves there because something's going on, the fact that supply has moved. And I think that is the reason. I think somebody or a group of individuals, or I don't know if there's been message boards or private groups, but it may have been targeted because it just seems like a big quantity shift for within 30 days, especially through the holidays when everybody was focusing on other things. Now, maybe people were using all the cashback promos and things, and they were using that to snipe all the cheap Modern Horizon boxes when they were 160, 70, 80. I'm not really sure. I'm curious to hear what everyone else's opinion is, but I at least wanted people to be aware and informed that there appears to be some movement and drying up of Modern Horizons finally after a year and a half of the product being released. And I actually think this is the beginning of a very bull run for it.